I find that I have to always be explaining. And I wonder, do non-Indigenous people need to do the same? Do white people need to do the same? Or is that just something that I have to worry about? Here are some things that black people have to worry about that white people don't.
Where do I begin?
Code switching. The ability to adapt to any environment in attempts to be accepted and to avoid being alienated. Since I was really young, I understood the need for me to code switch. At home, I would speak my cultural language, eat my traditional food, and partake in my cultural practices. In the public eye, I carry myself completely different. From the way I speak to how I interact with non-black people, I'm trying to seem more palatable and more approachable.
Worrying about how you look in public. One of the many reasons that I wear makeup and one of the many reasons that I dress up and always make sure that I look good is because I always used to think in my head, maybe if I look a bit different, maybe if I dress up, that security guard won't follow me around. Maybe I won't get targeted. Maybe I won't be accused of theft. Maybe I'll be treated differently. Did it work? No, absolutely not.
And I'll always find that the employee is watching and waiting. And they're always close by too. They're only like a few meters away from me. And they'll constantly be checking into me. How are you going? And they would never do it to anyone else in the store.
Entitled to my personal space. I am constantly met with people overstepping boundaries, touching my hair without asking me, making unsolicited comments about my physical features, or just projecting stereotypes upon me.
Explaining where I'm from. This happens a lot. It's something that I always have to worry about when entering a conversation, and it's something that really worries me because I don't understand the meaning behind that question. I don't understand what people ask me. I don't understand if they're asking me which town I'm from or which state I'm from, or rather it most likely ends up being which country I'm from.
Being the only black person in the room. From kindergarten, I recognized the pattern of always being the only black person in the room, which usually made me the darkest and the tallest person. I often felt like an outsider because of my blackness. Being surrounded by majority non-black people, it made it hard to connect and relate to others.
I, at times, don't know how to fit in. I experience anxiety quite a lot, and I know anxiety isn't limited to one skin tone. However, my anxiety comes from racist experiences. I've seen the way that my family were treated. I've seen the way that my mum was treated. I see the way that people on the street are treated, and my own personal experiences now limit me and make me worry about just doing anything on a daily basis. Proving my identity would be a major one. Often at times, especially on TikTok, I'm always told things such as, you're not black, you were just Australian. People deny my ethnicity and I'm just like, were you there when I was born? Do you know my parents? Have you seen my family tree?
People will try and argue our rights to respect, or our rights to culture, or our rights to spirituality, or our rights to politics, or even our rights to identity and to live. In a lot of cases, we spend day to day, or at least I spend day to day, having to argue my existence, or having to tell people why I need to exist. And I find that I have to always be explaining. And I wonder, do non-Indigenous people need to do the same? Do white people need to do the same? Or is that just something that I have to worry about?
People just assume that only people with a dark skin tone can be black. In fact, black isn't based on skin tone. It's based on what's inside.